Lawrence tee this one up, and we are underway from the Doolittle Community Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas Casino offensively is coming off of a resounding win, a 16-point victory over Windsor Express. And they begin with a miss from Sterling Smith. So, Shante, obviously the implications are massive for this game. The winner goes to the championship. But these players and coaches are playing for more than just a win tonight.
That is very true. The stakes are very high for this one. Both teams got the victory. Actually, the guy with the ball right now, Kenny Jacobs, had a huge game yesterday in which he scored 34 points. Excuse me, Gary Jacobs. So I expect for him to pick up exactly where he left off yesterday.
His teammate Philip Lawrence gets this game started with a baseline jumper, and the Southern Stars crack the scoreboard. 2-0 is our score. A minute gone by, first quarter, and just off the mark is Emmanuel Ogonofu. So the Southern Stars scored a record 112 points in their victory over Nevada Desert Storm, who had a very nice comeback victory over Windsor Express as well just earlier tonight. We'll talk about that one when we get this one going. But the one player who did spearhead that offense was Gary Daniels, you mentioned. He didn't just score from the three-point line. He did it from everywhere on the court.
Yeah, I really like Gary Jacobs' game. He just completed his collegiate career over at Central Washington, and he's a guy that can really fill the stat sheet up. He can get into the paint and cause issues, and also his outside jump shot is very deadly. So he's definitely a threat on the offensive end, and his ability to get his teammates involved as well is definitely something to keep an eye out for. Yeah.
Well, he just grabs the rebound and hands off to his teammate Emmanuel Ogonofu, and the 18-footer's goods. The Southern Stars look pretty dominant on the offensive end early. 4-0, Southern Stars lead 2 minutes into the game. Spinning inside is Xavier Richards, and the putback by Ogonofu is good.
Calvin Downs with a nice putback dunk. Calvin Downs is a guy that really utilizes his size very, very well, so I expect him to do the same here in this game.
He had an all-around great performance yesterday, 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks.
If you look at the D Las Vegas team, they're a very well-balanced squad as Sterling Smith brings the ball down. Now, he's another guy, as he gets fouled on that three-point shot, he's another guy that's definitely a threat on the offensive end, so it should be interesting to see this matchup between him going against Jacobs.
Nick Rice and Shante Jordan on hand here from the Doolittle Community Center. Sterling Smith got fouled, so he'll shoot 3. And what really make a statistic that I've probably never heard of before, Sterling Smith was the only starter on D Las Vegas Casino to commit a single personal foul in their win yesterday over Windsor Express.
Well, I don't know if that's bad officiating or if that's just effective defense.
Maybe a little of both. I don't want to put the blame on these officials because I've seen all 3 games today, and I think they've done about as good of a job as you can.
Absolutely. I think it's really good here in the Summer League, too, to get these players experience on the professional level, utilizing the 24-second shot clock, and also having these games officiated by NBA D-League officials. It's a really good thing.
I mean, you got to think about the situation they're in. Not knowing any of these players and getting thrust into the lineup literally the day of the games. And obviously this is an off season for close to everybody. So the situation calls for them to make some mistakes, but I haven't really seen too many of them. Beautiful spin move, but he hands off to Kelvin Downs, who pops, count it. But before he does, he travels with the basketball. Boy, he nearly had a chance for a three-point play. But if you're Kelvin Downs, you've got to be thrilled that you can go in the post that easily.
Kelvin Downs almost traveled his way from Vegas all the way back to Arkansas State University with that travel.
Boy, that was – are you sure? That was pretty close.
Oh, with the nice shot there. Philip Lawrence Ricks. You know, he's a guy you really haven't heard much from in this tournament, so it's good to see him get a shot to go through the basket there, see if he's going to keep it going. And
that basket will tie us up at 7 in the early stages of the first quarter. And the way that this game is going is just like we expected. Offenses are having no problem scoring in the early stages. A fadeaway jumper by Keith Armstrong hits nothing but the backboard. That'll be an air ball for Lawrence. And back it goes to D Las Vegas Casino. And another offensive foul against this club that now has committed 3 turnovers in less than 4 minutes.
Yeah, Xavier Richards got caught lowering his shoulder there. Good call by the referees there.
He was one of 5 players for De Las Vegas Casino to enter double digits scoring the basketball yesterday against Windsor Express. They shot 47% from the field and 36% from three-point range.
He also chipped in 10 rebounds, which is very key for this De Las Vegas team.
Well, the pass is tipped and picked off the arms of Victor Bradino. However, Tony Nixon lost the basketball.
Tony Nixon scored 16 yesterday in his team's victory. He's another guy that can really fill up the stat sheet. He played for the Chicago Steam this time last year, and in which he averaged 15 points and 6 boards.
Both clubs playing man-to-man defense early on. Kelvin Downs, the big who can do just about everything, controls. However, it's Philip Lawrence who couldn't hang on to the basketball. Back it goes to the Southern Stars. Beautiful ball movement, and all alone is Victor Bermudez, but he's off the mark on the wide-open 3. The rebound picked up by Emmanuel Ogonfolu. And these two teams are struggling for offense in the last 60 seconds.
Kenan Washington, he just passed the ball off, but Kenan Washington of the Southern Stars, he's a guy that has a very interesting story. I just got word that he hasn't played organized basketball in 3 years.
Wow.
He actually was just coaching his little league back in his hometown, and yesterday he scored 17 points. Not bad for a guy that hasn't played organized basketball in 3 years.
Right. This is the Global Basketball Summer League as Tony Nixon drills a long-range jumper. That'll give the Southern Stars a 3-point lead.
Tony Nixon, I really like this kid's release. He has one of the best mechanics on his jump shot that I've seen here in this tournament at all.
Yeah, Nixon, that was a beautiful stroke inside. The kick out to the corner for Lawrence, and he's off the mark on the 3. And the Southern Stars are not afraid to push the pace on close to every possession. Daniels kicks out. That's Bermudez. Extra pass to the corner. Nixon off the mark, but the rebound by Philip Lawrence, and the putback is good.
Southern chance points. You got to be able to limit those second chance points because they are a killer.
Xavier Richards with a reverse lay-in, and that'll stop what was a pretty nice little scoring drought of 3 minutes for De Las Vegas Casino. Gary Daniels still looking for his first points. However, he's blocked away.
You see Calvin Downs as he brings the ball, as he goes coast to coast. He's just showing his ability as a big man, at 6'9", 220. His ability to go coast to coast.
We'll have an opportunity to try and tie the ball game here. If you're De Las Vegas Casino, despite this team facing probably the best offense in this league, statistically #1 in scoring, #1 in field goal percentage is the Southern Stars. You're within 3 in the early stages. You've got to be pretty encouraged.
Yeah, I think they definitely have something. They're off to a good start to start this game. If they could contain Gary Jacobs, who, again, scored 34 points yesterday in yesterday's victory, I think they can definitely give themselves a great opportunity to win this game.
And the biggest statistic to add about Gary Jacobs, he was 13 of 17 from the field. Usually you don't see that many points with that efficient of numbers.
We're going to have to start calling him Gary Efficiency.
That's right. That's right. These type of numbers look a lot like James Harden when you look at the fact that he was perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line. He did it in the rebounding department. Well, he was everywhere. Gary Jacobs was. Not the dominant start that we expected for him, but he's got the potential to score in a hurry.
That's very true. He's a guy that can score in bunches, so it's really early, so I'm curious to see if he's going to get it going here in the opening quarter.
Xavier Richards inbounds to Kenan Washington. He's off to a pretty solid start today for De Las Vegas Casino, who are wearing the white jerseys with the black numbers. The feed to the free throw line to Kelvin Downs, and he knocks it down to make it a 1-point game.
You know, Kelvin Downs may just be one of my favorite big men here at this tournament. I just like his versatility and his ability to also not only be good on the offensive end, but also have an impact on the defensive end.
Now Kelvin Downs, he's got a couple baskets early. The Southern Stars wearing the blue jerseys, leading 12-11, but not for long as Sterling Smith takes it coast to coast. making a 6-0 run for D Las Vegas Casino give them a 1-point lead.
Sterling Smith, standing at 6'4", 195. He's a bigger guard. He's just shown his ability to play over the rim, play above the rim. Oh, Gary Jacobs.
Beautiful dribbling by Gary Jacobs. However, he commits the charge, or rather
actually it was a block, so
blocking foul.
Possibility for an one for Gary Jacobs as he gets on the board early.
Yeah, and you got to be encouraged that even if he starts relatively slow, he's more than willing to hit the deck and take the hard foul in order to give his team the 1-point lead.
Definitely. Not too many guards can take the contact and finish at the same time. Gary, though he's a slender frame, he definitely is able to take the hit as just shown with his and one opportunity where he has an opportunity to complete the and one.
Nick Rice and Shante Jordan on hand here from Doolittle Community Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. A contest between the Southern Stars and D Las Vegas Casino. A lot on the line in tonight's game. The winner will take on Oceana, who had a pretty resounding win over Scouting for You, a 14-point victory to catapult them to the championship contest tomorrow night. From watching Oceana, at least in limited action, the winner of this game probably will have their hands full tomorrow as well.
Yeah, Oceana definitely has a roster full of very capable scorers on their team. I really like the balance that they have on their squad, so it should be a good one. Whether it's D Las Vegas or the Southern Stars, we should all be in for a good one.
One of those dominant scorers for Oceana was guard Marcel Anderson from the Czech Republic, of all places. Not afraid to take the trip across the globe in order to score 18 points and 5 assists during his 2 contests so far.
Marcel Anderson, I really like his pace that he plays with the game. He's a guard that can go up-tempo or slow pace. He really always has control of the game. It really reminds me of a lot of Chris Paul and how he's able to control the game.
You would think that Marcel Anderson has already got hurt several times. He will literally sacrifice his body for the betterment of the team. And he averages 48% from the field as well. A loose ball foul called against D Las Vegas Casino. That'll go on Krubiel Werke for his first personal. And to the line to shoot 2 is Gary Daniels. He's certainly getting his scoring done at the free throw line, where he was 5 for 5 yesterday and quite possibly will be perfect today.
Gary?
Did I not say Gary Jacobs?
You said Daniels. It's okay.
Oh,
it's
my
okay.
bad. Gary Jacobs to the line.
Gary
My apologies
Jacobs.
for all the fans of Gary Jacobs.
Just his activity, and as you see, this is his second trip to the free throw line. You really like his energy and the energy that he plays with going to the basket.
Well, he did miss the free throw there. That's his first miss from the line in this tournament. Still a very good and very capable scorer.
Nice.
Sterling Smith with a beautiful feed inside to Washington. And he draws the foul.
Nice pitch pass from Sterling Smith. Sterling Smith can do that. He's one that's always looking up and looking for his teammates. Someone that can not only score, but as a point guard at 6'4", he's able to see over the defenses and distribute to his teammates.
D Las Vegas Casino had 17 assists in their win as well over Windsor Express. And you can see early on the ball movement. You've got to be thrilled if you're this club right now. 13-15 is the score. Southern Stars lead by 2 here early in the semifinal of the Global Basketball Summer League. And you mentioned earlier, Shante, about some of the guys who have been out of the game for a while. There's one guy who played earlier today, 31 years old.
Wow.
So it's never too late to get yourself onto a professional roster.
It's never too late. If you keep your body together and you stay conditioned, it's definitely a chance. 31. LeBron's 31, so that's definitely not too old. It's never too late. Now, if he was 41, that was a bit different.
The amount of mileage he's put on, he might as well be 41.
Exactly, man. 6 straight trips to the finals. I mean, I think that guy is superhuman or something.
And he's never gotten hurt. That is just profound.
It's very profound. I like to know what was in the milk that he's drinking.
That's right. Well, an opportunity for Kenan Washington to tie the ball game here, as he's got 2 opportunities from the free throw line. His first is up and good.
D Las Vegas, in their backcourt, if you look at the size, with Sterling Smith at 6'4", 195, and Kenan Washington at 6'4", 210, they're a pretty long and athletic backcourt.
Right.
It's quite a dynamic duo in that backcourt, if I do say so myself.
Sabauer Pine off the bench grabs the rebound and draws the foul as well. De Las Vegas Casino, they're very long, and they also have got plenty of size. Like, if we're going to keep on our NBA references, the OKC Thunder did pretty well with that size.
That's very true. And you know, speaking of OKC Thunder, actually, Keenan Washington kind of reminds me a little bit of Russell Westbrook just because of his size and his ability, his motor to get to the basket.
Interesting. I'd say Sterling Smith may look a little bit like him too. This team is not afraid to scrap and claw for the rebound.
As you see, Sterling Smith just crashed that board at 6'4", 195. He's the type of point guard that can do that.
If Kurubiel missed, he would have been right there for the putback. And with that basket, De Las Vegas Casino snags the 16-15 lead. Wild shot inside from Dana Kindred, and his shot is just a bit outside. And back we go with De Las Vegas Casino. A catch and shoot by Kurubiel, and he's off the mark from beyond the arc. Dana Kindred the rebound, and he'll shoot a three. And
nice shot there for Dana Kindred. He's a guy, you know, he's kind of been quiet here in the tournament, so it's good to see him get going here early.
They'll actually count that as a long two for Dana Kindred. But the Southern Stars lead 17-16. We have seen countless lead changes already, and we're just in the first quarter. 1:22 remaining. Count it, and a foul for from Emmanuel Ogunfolu. 4-point opportunity coming up for De Las Vegas Casino.
That jump shot opportunity, he's going to convert it.
Emmanuel Ogunfolu had 15.7 rebounds and probably most impressively 4 blocks in that win over Windsor Express. And he gets on the scoreboard in a big way. 4-point opportunity is converted as De Las Vegas Casino is up early.
Now, if you look at Ogunfolu, I spoke earlier about De Las Vegas backcourt was featuring Sterling Smith and Keenan Washington, both big guards. But if you look at the front court for De Las Vegas, featuring Calvin Downs and Emmanuel Ogunfolu, they have some great size there as well. Dynamic, they can be a dynamic duo. This is a pretty well put together squad here if you look at De Las Vegas.
Well, at the moment, Kelvin Downs is not even on the floor, and this team has not missed a beat so far. Victor Bermudez is off the mark.
Sterling Smith cleaning the glass there.
Yeah, Smith picks up the rebound, and he feeds up ahead to Aubrey Daniel. And a foul goes against the Southern Stars, so De Las Vegas Casino is doing a pretty good job of ending the quarter on a good note as Emmanuel Ogunfolu heads right back to the free throw line.
You spoke about ending quarters. Ending quarters is so imperative. As we are in the last 50 seconds of this first quarter, it's curious to see if the lead is going to grow for Las Vegas, or if the Southern Stars are going to make a short run if they take the lead themselves heading into the second quarter.
Right. Well, for a team in the Southern Stars who have led for a majority of this first quarter, it's got to be relatively discouraging that they're down 4, but they've got the potential to make up this deficit even in the next 50 seconds.
You know how basketball is.
Know how it is. Especially with a team who is coming off 112 points just yesterday. Catch and shoot from Sabauer Pina from Maryland Eastern Shore, and he connects.
That's a name you really haven't heard much here in the tournament. Kind of been a quiet showing out for him this weekend. See if he's going to get it going here in this second game.
Yeah, Pina only had 2 field goal attempts yesterday. Bad pass by Sterling Smith, and it's picked off. 18 seconds left in the first quarter, and the breakaway basket is good by Keon Lawrence.
We spoke about closing quarters. Looks like De Las Vegas is not closing the quarter too well as we have a tie game.
Shot clock turned off for De Las Vegas Casino. Loose ball with 5 seconds to go. However, his teammate Emmanuel Ogunfolu bails him out. And after another turnover, Sterling Smith hits the 3 at the buzzer.
That's a terrible way to close the quarter there.
They'll call it a long 2, but the De Las Vegas Casino lead by 4 at the break. What a resurgence by this club after being tied with 10 seconds left. They did not quit with 2 straight baskets. Well, if the rest of this game, or this first quarter, is any indication of the rest of this game, we've got ourselves a good one on hand.
Should be a good one. If you look at the Southern Stars, their inability to close that quarter, that's something that, I'm sure their coach is definitely going to give them an earful about. Hopefully they come out in the second quarter a bit more assertive.
Well, through the first 10 minutes, we saw both defenses, for one of the first times in this tournament, really take control, especially in the low post. A lot of these plays for especially the Las Vegas Casino are having to be made from long range. So moving forward, how do these offenses respond to this type of defense we've seen so far?
Well, if you look at Las Vegas, I think they definitely have an advantage down low with featuring both Emmanuel Ongaflu and Calvin Downs. So I think if they put more emphasis on their post play, I think that can definitely be a winning recipe for them.
Well, their biggest man, Calvin Downs, played 4 minutes in that first quarter, so he may be due for a pretty impressive second quarter, as after 10 minutes, Las Vegas Casino leads the Southern Stars 25-21. Just about set to start the second quarter here from the Doolittle Community Center. Nick Rice and Shantae Jordan on hand here from Las Vegas, Nevada at the Global Basketball Summer League semifinal. The winner will take on Oceana in the championship tomorrow afternoon.
Notice, so Gary Jacobs for Southern Stars is going to start the second quarter on the bench, in which they're going to go with Keon Lawrence. He's going to get the start here at the second quarter. I noticed the offense runs a bit differently with the difference of the point guard between Gary Jacobs and Keon Lawrence. Gary Jacobs is a guy that tries to get up in transition to push the tempo.
Very aggressive.
Whereas Keon Lawrence is a little bit more half-court set offense type of guy. So it's interesting to see how well he gets his offense in their sets and how early he does it.
Well, his replacement, Keon Lawrence, nearly committed a turnover, but this time feeds inside to Nixon, and he gets the friendly roll.
Nixon showing he's a little bit more than his prolific jump shot from the outside.
Boy, what a move inside to help give the Southern Stars some much-needed points. Smith with a wild pass and a turnover intended for Xavier Richards. All right, Richards, he doesn't stand that tall. He's pretty tall himself, but that's the 5th turnover already for Las Vegas Casino.
Pretty bad pass there. Too much English on that one.
Too much English? The Southern Stars can take the lead on this possession. 1 minute gone by in the second quarter. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and the drive leads to the foul. Tony Nixon not afraid to hit the deck, and he'll have a chance to tie it at the free throw line.
Tony Nixon, as he's a bit shaken up, slow to get up off the ground there. I really like the aggressiveness he's showing early. Yesterday, he really was shooting, lighting it up quite well from the outside. He's really showing a little bit more to his game today as he's putting the ball on the floor, as evidenced by the strong take there.
Well, he's listed in the roster as a 3 guard. However, his ability to shoot from basically everywhere makes him so dynamic for this basketball team.
He is very dynamic. As I mentioned, he's just going to get his free throw up here. The mechanics on this guy's jump shot is probably one of the best I've seen, as he misses the free throw there. But his jump shot is probably the most beautiful I've seen here at all in this tournament. I can't say that enough.
Really?
Absolutely.
His teammate Gary Jacobs isn't bad either. Nixon connects on that free throw. He was 5 for 6 from the line yesterday. As Las Vegas Casino, their lead is cut down to 1. We have seen lead change after lead change here in what's been a very competitive basketball game. Shot clock down to 10 for Las Vegas Casino. Kenan Washington controls for the men in white. Washington weaving around, working against Keon Lawrence. Feeds to Kelvin Downs, and his 18-footer is no good, but the ball goes off of the Southern Stars, leading to our first substitutions of the second quarter. The 5 on the floor for the Southern Stars is Gary Jacobs, Keon Lawrence, Keith Armstrong, Philip Lawrence, and also Victor Bermudez, who just commits the foul.
Victor Bermudez, I love to see him get it going. He had 19 points in yesterday. At 6'3", 195, he's another guy plays much bigger than it really is. So I'm curious to see his impact on today's game.
Bermudez is a sharpshooter, 4 of 7 from beyond the arc yesterday. A fresh shot clock for the Las Vegas Casino. Keon Lawrence drives inside, and his banker is good. The Las Vegas Casino leads 27-24. 2 minutes gone by second quarter. Nick Rice, Shante Jordan here from the Doolittle Community Center. Emmanuel Gunfalou is off the mark, and the Las Vegas Casino will take over.
That's a strong rebound there for Keenan Washington. 6'4" guard. He can definitely get in there and bang with the bigs and grab rebounds. Like that.
Yes, ma'am. Keenan Washington will bring it across the timeline here, works through traffic, kicks to the corner. He finds Lawrence inside, and he's off the mark. However, a loose ball foul will go against the Southern Stars. That'll go on Keith Armstrong. We have already seen 3 personal fouls in the last 2 minutes. While this is the first time it results in free throw attempts for the Las Vegas Casino, that could become a problem later on in this quarter.
You're very right. That could become a problem, especially with the aggressiveness. It seems as though everything is happening in the paint now for the Southern Stars. So I'm curious to see how Las Vegas stop the fouling.
Right. I know we're still early, just the beginning stages of the second quarter, but coming off what was a remarkable basketball game just 30 minutes ago, in which Nevada Desert Storm defeated Windsor Express on a out of bound, or rather on a turnover with 10 seconds left in the game. That was what won it for them. We're hoping that this game comes down to that sort of a situation as well.
That was a very exciting game. Controversial call at the end, but nonetheless.
Very controversial. Us here on the booth have a lot of words to say about these officials, but for the most part, they've done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And
the thing with officials, unfortunately, they're human. They're not always going to get it right. When you're dealing with human error, you try not to leave the game into the officials' hands and just play your game, so it doesn't come down to the call by the officials.
Well, the officials have been great so far today. Southern Stars trail by 1. Wild shot by Victor Bermudez is off the mark. In fact, it didn't even touch the rim. The Las Vegas Casino in transition. Lawrence to the basket. No good but a foul. That'll be the 4th now for the Southern Stars this quarter.
You see Richards taking it to the basket. You know, you learn early as a child playing basketball, unless they stop ball, you keep going. Unfortunately, they did not stop the ball, and Richards would be on the line shooting.
Well, the Southern Stars noticeably have a pretty impressive size advantage, at least with a couple guys. We're looking at Philip Lawrence, who is a skyscraper. So maybe in transition, that's where they can have their advantage.
I agree. They definitely have a size advantage. I'd like to see some more Puna at 6'10", 220. Maybe utilize his size a little bit more. Unfortunately, he's not on the floor right now, but when he comes in, I'm curious to see what type of impact he leaves on the game, as he's been quiet thus far.
Gary Jacobs has been relatively quiet. He controls. Now kicks over to Tony Nixon, who's off the mark, and a very impressive rebound picked up by Sterling Smith. Runs all the way to the free throw line, and he pops and scores from 14.
Smith showing the pull-up game. Very nice there.
Now Sterling Smith had 15 points, struggled efficiency-wise, only 5 of 13. But Gary Jacobs responds with a trip to the free throw line. And that's how he gets his scoring going. Gary Jacobs, for the 3rd time already, is going to the free throw line.
And again, his activity, he's very impressive with his first step. Has one of the quickest first steps, again, that I've seen showcased here during the tournament as he's hit his first free throw.
6:20 remaining here before halftime, with the Las Vegas Casino leading the Southern Stars 30-28. We've got a very good basketball game on tap, at least so far. It's been back and forth between 2 of the top offenses in all of the Global Basketball Summer League Session A tournament. Sterling Smith with a bad pass, and that'll be a turnover. Back it goes to the Southern Stars.
Those type of unforced errors can come to really harm you and really hurt these teams at the end. You know, unforced errors you really have to limit. The stakes are very high, and unfortunately, if you continue to have those type of turnovers, it may not turn out well for you late in the game.
Beautiful ball movement on this possession for the Southern Stars. And as far as turnovers go, I'm sure these coaches have got to be a bit frustrated, but these players have only been practicing and playing together for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
So there still is a lot of kinks to be ironed out.
I agree. Very limited rosters, very limited practice time. But that's the thing. These guys are all aspiring to be professionals. So I'm really impressed with the way that they've been able to gel and mesh with each other with such limited practice time. It really speaks to all of their ability to play on the next level.
Gary Jacobs kicks to Victor Bermudez, and his three-pointer's no good. However, it will stay with the Southern Stars. And the shot clock sits at 22 with 5:21 remaining on the second quarter game clock. As the big man, Emmanuel Ogunfolu, is set to check in, he heads over to the scorer's table as the Southern Stars have got it on offense. Beautiful
Nice
move
move
inside by
there.
Keith Armstrong, and he lays it in with the left hand.
Keith Armstrong showing great footwork there and a nice touch, soft touch for the big man. You know, both teams are really getting off to the races here early, and you really like to see that because the stakes are so high, and neither one of them look like they want to lose this game.
I'm sure both of these coaches are thrilled by the start of these two basketball teams. The Las Vegas Casino, though, has the 2-point lead. Beautiful move inside by Aubrey Daniel, and the putback is good. 34-30 is our score. Over halfway through the second quarter from Las Vegas. Gary Jacobs controls, leans inside, and the layup is no good, and his second chance is no good as well. Rebound picked up by Krubio Werke of the Las Vegas Casino. He throws it away. In transition, all alone is Keith Armstrong, and the slam sends the rim shaking.
Nice find there by Victor Bermudez. He had a 3-on-1. He had numbers. Good way to be assertive and hands up play and get it to his teammate.
Sterling Smith controls. Beautiful feed inside to Werke, but he lost the ball. Picked up by Jacobs, and the layup is good. If he was any taller, that's a slam dunk, and that basket ties us at 34.
Quick turnaround there as Gary Jacobs pushes the ball up tempo and gets the easy two in transition.
The Las Vegas Casino led by as many as 6, but the Southern Stars are not going down without a fight. We're tied at 34 from the Doolittle Community Center. We've got under 4 minutes to go in what looks to be an exciting end of the second quarter. And for these players, and as we just quickly mentioned, these coaches and all who are involved trying to figure this continuity and chemistry out, they've had maybe 48 hours to finalize this. What would you say is the biggest challenge by having so little time to prepare for these games?
I would say just execution. You know, there's limited practice time, but just go with your coach's game plan and try to execute as best you can. You know, it's both teams are having short turnaround time to learning the personnel, but it's just basketball. Just don't overthink it.
Right.
And, stick to your game plan as much as possible and just play basketball.
This is a tournament compiled of 8 teams filled with around 45 of the most talented NBA and professional hopefuls who are looking to make their way to the next level, including guys who have just graduated college to folks, as we've mentioned, have been out of the game for years. But these are some of the most talented guys looking to make their way to the NBA or overseas. Count it, and 1 for Keenan Washington.
International exposure counts on the international circuit, but global basketball summer league, the versatility here is very impressive. You have
very
guys
impressive.
NIIA, Division I, Division II, overseas, ABA, and all of them come here with the same goal, and that is to land another professional contract. I'm really impressed by the talent we're seeing here on Showcase.
And it doesn't end there. We've also seen guys who have coached professionally, and these officials are at a professional level as well.
Very true, and it's really good to be able to implement a professional feel in these games for these players. You mentioned the NBA G League officials and the 24-second shot clock. A lot of these guys are not accustomed or are used to playing under these type of conditions. So it's really interesting to see as this game goes along, who's really the best conditioned athletes, because some of these guys, they run out of gas dealing with the 10-minute quarters.
Yeah, it can be a conditioning exercise for these guys, more than what they're accustomed to. And unfortunately, the one ramification of this is the injuries we've seen mostly yesterday, but some today.
That's very true. I was really, really surprised by how many injuries we seen that first day. I don't know if it's a lack of being prepared or a lack of conditioning, but to play on the next level, it's so imperative that these guys take care of their bodies and watch what they eat, because it's another level in the professional.
Yes, it is. But these players have been able to finally get accustomed. We're starting to see the transition from day one to day two. It looks to have finally been a situation where these guys can start to trust each other. And for the winner of this game, now they can start to believe that there's a chance to win the championship. They get to rest as well. They get to sit back and relax as these guys battle it out.
It's definitely going to be an interesting second half. But as we mentioned in the first quarter, we got 2:50 left here in the second quarter, so it's going to be interesting to see how both teams close out this first half.
It's been a tightly contested contest. Both clubs have used their bench in a number of ways. Substitutions, we've seen quite a few of them. And another right here as Kelvin Downs checks back into the game, but Sterling Smith is uncovered and knocks down the three, making it a 6-point game.
Just cannot happen. I've seen it out of the timeout. No one grabbed that man. There's just miscommunication that just neither team can afford to let happen. As you see, they pay Parker for it. Keno with a nice jump shot there, showing the range for the big ball.
Boy, he's surpassed his entire point total of yesterday as the Las Vegas Casino leads by 4. He rifles the pass inside to Downs, who missed the lay-in, and it's picked up on the rebound by Philip Lawrence. Gary Jacobs brings it across the timeline, and he's pushing. Kicks it back out to Lawrence. Man-to-man defense for the Las Vegas Casino, and Lawrence is off the mark. Sterling Smith the rebound for the Las Vegas Casino. No-look toss, and he gives the extra pass to Nixon, who's no good, and the rebound is poked away and picked up by the Southern Stars.
Washington did not make that shot. However, you like the extra pass. That one's going to be waved off for basket interference. Mida was still in the cylinder. It appears to be the right call there.
Very close to rolling out of the cylinder, and Philip Lawrence is visually frustrated, and I understand. That is a very important break for the Las Vegas Casino. The lead remains 4, 40-36. Casino leads. Sterling Smith is off the mark, but the putback is good. Xavier Richards with the offensive rebound, and back to a 6-point lead we go. The Southern Stars have not led since midway through the first quarter. The drive by Philip Lawrence, and a wild shot, but he grabs his rebound and puts it in.
Philip Lawrence not giving up on the play, the extra second effort.
And Emmanuel Ogunfolu answers. We've seen 2 of those type of instances in the last minute. That's got to be very frustrating for the Southern Stars. Under a minute to go before halftime, and Gary Jacobs turns it over as he carries the basketball, driving into the paint. The Southern Stars may be leading this game going away if it weren't for some of these turnovers.
That's very true. You have to be able to take care of the basketball.
Sterling Smith, he's had a great performance so far. He's trapped, but gives to Kelvin Downs, who has a good look to the basket. Count it, and a foul for Kelvin Downs. Boy, this man is putting on a show.
Calvin Downs showing his ability to put the ball on the basket in a way that he was able to maintain body control to finish off that and one. Now with opportunity to get the extra point.
For the three-point play, the Southern Stars had this problem before. They shot 59% from the field. 112 points is obviously very impressive, but their defense showed signs of weakness, and probably most importantly, they also lost the turnover battle in that game too. So this may be rearing their ugly head as we reach the final 37 seconds. Philip Lawrence gets the friendly roll. It took 3 bounces, but he is able to get it in.
To the post. Calvin Downs definitely had a mismatch as he had the smaller Gary Jacobs on him.
Timeout called by Ricky Cleveland and D Las Vegas Casino. The shot clock is turned off, so D Las Vegas Casino would love to hold for the final shot as they lead by 6.
Las Vegas Casino, a lot of turnovers here late, so you definitely would like to see them take better care of the basketball because they're shooting themselves in the foot with these unforced errors.
Right, they've got 2 quarters to try and manufacture more defense as well. How do you, as far as coaching staff, how do you game plan for this D Las Vegas Casino team that looks to really, they have been dominant, not only scoring, but on the boards as well.
That's very true. They definitely have to do a better job cleaning up the glass and limited second chance points. D Las Vegas is just having their way on the offensive glass. If Southern Stars if they want to turn that around, they definitely have to give more effort and energy on the defensive end.
The shot clock actually will be set to 10, so it looks like the Southern Stars, if they can get the rebound, then they will have an opportunity to score themselves. The inbound goes to the arms of Kenan Washington. Shot clock down to 5. Working against Gary Jacobs. He's all over him on defense. Washington for 3. No good. Rebound picked up by Sabar Pina. They're going to have to push. 5 seconds left before halftime. The kick out to Lawrence. Over to Jacobs with 2 on the clock. His putback is no good. And that'll do it.
Gary Jacobs wasn't able to finish that play, but man, the athleticism is just breathtaking.
You can tell he is frustrated. Gary Jacobs had 3 opportunities to score with the final seconds ticking down in the first half. And with that score, or with that miss, the score remains 46-40. Gary Jacobs, a great performance yesterday, 34 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals as well. Not the sort of first half showing that we expected coming in.
Gary Jacobs, he hasn't really gotten it going, but I feel like he's always a possession away from lighting things up.
Yes.
He's that type of threat. As you see ahead, he just ended that first half. He didn't get the bucket to fall. However, you like the energy and the activity. And him getting that second jump on the putback, he missed the putback, but you love the energy and the effort from Gary Jacobs.
Well, we've got ourselves a very good basketball game. 46-40 is our score. We will break down all of the statistics along with what's going on tomorrow in the Global Basketball Summer League when we come back. We're at halftime from the Doolittle Community Center. It is the D Las Vegas Casino on top of the Southern Stars, 46-40. That's why I'm like, whew, finally. I mean, I'm going to be honest, some of the other ones. Well, we put the mics away, so. No, actually, what? Today they have a flash. It's just first half stats at our next timeout. However, the Southern Stars, with a resounding basket, get back in this game. 46-42 is our score as Philip Lawrence commits the foul.
Philip Lawrence has been active all game long as he's leading his team with 13 points. He is the leading scorer for his team.
That is, though, Philip Lawrence's third personal foul, the first of the third for the Southern Stars, as the Las Vegas Casino is wearing the white jerseys with the black numbers, and they have the 46-42 lead. Another personal foul called against the Southern Stars. This is a club and the Southern Stars who committed, now make it 12 personal fouls. The Las Vegas Casino has 4. That will be a problem.
Very, very problematic. They definitely have to clean up their fouls and just play less with your hands and move your feet.
Sterling Smith is doubled. Hands off to Kelvin Downs, and his 14-footer's no good, but the putback by Richards is up and in.
Again, second chance points is a killer. Gotta be able to clear that glass.
Victor Bermudez is coming off the bench. He controls the basketball. Beautiful ball movement here. That's Gary Jacobs, who had 34 points yesterday. He hands off to Philip Lawrence, who missed it short. Rebound picked up by Kelvin Downs.
Gary scored 34 yesterday, as you mentioned. He's a bit far off from his point total yesterday after only scoring 7 points in the first half. I'd like to see him get a little bit more activity here on the offensive end. Curious to see how he bounced back in the second half.
Cannon Washington hits the 3. He's now got 7 points for the Las Vegas Casino. Meanwhile, speaking of Gary Jacobs, he only has 7 points so far, shooting 2 for 7 from the field. We are just waiting for him to erupt on the scoring department. The Las Vegas Casino up by 9 early third quarter. From the baseline, the jumper is no good by Tony Nixon. The rebound picked up by Sterling Smith.
Tony Nixon is going maybe, I think he's like over 5 from the field. Is not really having a good shooting game.
Yeah, 2 for 7 so far today. Kelvin Downs controls as he leans inside, trying to power, spins, and
Kelvin Downs, nice touch for the big fella as he gets the turnaround jump shot.
Yeah, nothing but nylon for Kelvin Downs. The lead has ballooned up to 11, the largest of the day for either club. The Las Vegas Casino in control. Fadeaway by Lawrence, and he's fouled.
Philip Lawrence takes the hard hit as he goes hard down to the ground.
Philip Lawrence had a solid performance from the field yesterday and has answered with authority so far today with 13 points on 6 of 9 shooting. Not half bad. Add in 4 rebounds, and he's had an overall solid performance for a club who needs him to continue this dominance if they want to come back.
As you have Philip Lawrence Ricks on the line as he took the hit. It appears Kenan Washington didn't like to call it off. Maybe he was complaining about Ricks seems to have got away with the Reggie Miller kick there on the jump shot.
That's in the NBA. I think that's the one foul that I'd love to get rid of.
Yeah.
The one where you kick out your leg and draw the foul.
Yeah, I really don't like when the offensive player creates the contact. You know, I think a lot of that needs to be cut out as well.
Especially from the three-point line. We see enough of fouling in the paint. But if you're a defender, you in that situation have no power to stop from getting a foul.
Fortunately, it's a lot of flopping and pump fake that goes on. You know, and that really makes the referee's job a lot more difficult to do. More difficult than it already is, and that's really not fair to them.
Other than that, I would say the NBA is not half bad.
I would agree.
We were trying to fix up the clock here. It reads 7:14 third quarter with the D Las Vegas Casino on top 53-43, and their lead has been due to their stingy defense, forcing the Southern Stars to shoot just 42% in that second quarter, and far below that here to start the third. Nice pass
there by Sterling Smith as he gets the cutter. Xavier Richard as he finishes at the basket for the easy 2. His team is now up by 12.
All right, solid performance for him. Now, can the man he's defending, Gary Jacobs, wake up in this third? The extra pass finds Victor Bermudez working through traffic, steps back, now feeds the big man working low, and Keith Armstrong finishes with the right hand. Beautiful move.
Keith Armstrong with a nice post play, nice footwork, nice finish there with the soft touch.
You've got to believe if the Southern Stars want to come back, they will have to do it with their offense. That was legendary in that game against the Nevada Desert Storm.
What a beautiful shot by Emmanuel Oglefu. Boy, I tell you, in terms of Calvin Downs and Oglefu, I'm not sure which big has the better jump shot.
Gary Jacobs with a chance for a three-point play, answering the basket for Oglefu, and he can cut the lead down to 9 here with 6:11 to go in the third.
And that is a very, very great sign for the Shooting Stars. For them to have any opportunity to get back into this game, it's going to have to be spearheaded, I believe, by Gary Jacobs. So it's good to see him get the and one opportunity, see if he's going to finish that.
Nick Rice, Shante Jordan here from the Doolittle Community Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, where the winner of this contest will get their ticket punched to the Global Basketball Summer League Championship game tomorrow afternoon. No matter who is on top, there's no shame in the performance of both of these teams. We've been entertained throughout this one. We've still got a long way to go to figure out the victor here in the semifinal. On the drive,
Washington wasn't able to finish, but you just love the way he uses his body going down to the basket.
Xavier Richards boxing out, using his body for the second opportunity. The Las Vegas Casino back up by 11, 59-48. Gary Jacobs' wild shot won't get the foul this time, and the rebound's picked up by Krubio Werke.
Gary Jacobs, he's really quick. He has some really nice springs in those legs of his. His second jump is like really, really impressive.
Emmanuel Oglefu is on fire.
That might be the second time from the same spot there. He got that jumper working this evening.
With that basket, Oglefu is now 5 for 7 from the field, including 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
Jacobs with the hesitation move as he froze his defender, and he's going to earn his trip to the line.
Oh, I compared Gary Jacobs to be a little bit like James Harden. At least his numbers look like it. And as you can see, Jacobs can be a volume shooter, but with his ability to draw fouls as well as score, it makes him such a good weapon. I would give the ball to him every play from here on out.
You know, I like the James Harden comparison. If you look at a guy like Gary Jacobs, he's someone that's able to take the contact and able to still finish. And that's something that's very, very valuable, especially from your guard. You like to see that.
Well, Jacobs finished 2 for 6 from the field with 7 points in the first half, but he's going to help his numbers a bit with free throw attempts after this timeout. 5:08 to go in the third quarter. The Las Vegas Casino leads the Southern Stars 61-48.
You know, Nick, the Southern Stars are not out of this game. I look at it, it's 5 minutes, 8 seconds left in this game, 13-point lead. You know, if they continue to play their game, push the tempo, I think that's where their advantage is. When you have a guy like Gary Jacobs, if he continues to push, he's just a nightmare on the offensive end. And you get that defense on their heels, there's really nothing you can do to guard him.
When the Southern Stars do not have a lead at halftime, they are undefeated so far, as they won yesterday when falling early. So this game is far from over.
I would agree.
I want to give some love to our to the men sitting literally inches away from us for the Southern Stars.
Gary Jacobs gets the first one, hits the bottom of the net, pure nylon.
I do not know the name of the head coach for the Southern Stars, but whoever he is, I'm sure he got his club ready to go.
They are very well coached. I'm really impressed with these teams. We have Ricky Cleveland on the other end. Both squads are very well coached here. So I'm definitely curious to see what type of coaching adjustments are made heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, with Ricky Cleveland on the other side, this would be a remarkable comeback for this team. Wild shot, but it doesn't matter as Kenan Washington continues. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And right away, the Southern Stars look to answer. That's Victor Bermudez with a big basket off the bench.
The Shooting Stars, they just scored have to lock in on the defensive end. They cannot trade baskets with this team.
Yeah, we have seen numerous times where guys are almost uncontested to the basket. Off the mark there by Emmanuel Gunfalou, and the rebound's picked up by Keon Lawrence. Victor Bermudez has got it. Feeds the big man again. That's Armstrong. And he'll kick it back out to reset the offense. 12 on the shot clock. Armstrong tucks, but couldn't finish. In fact, he was stolen. However, the Las Vegas Casino couldn't respond. Keon Lawrence with the turnover.
Xavier Richards not able to hang on to the ball.
Yeah, Richards now makes it 7 turnovers for Las Vegas Casino.
You know, it's only 7 turnovers. For some reason, it seems like both clubs are turning the ball over much more than what's
Very
on paper.
quiet, yeah. It seems like there's probably double that, but obviously, when these teams aren't turning it over, they are shooting relatively well. Gary Jacobs is stolen away. He was falling asleep offensively. However, Xavier Richards turns it over right back. Keon Lawrence feeds inside. That's Armstrong again, but he misses the layup.
You know, you hate to see that. Xavier Richards had a very great defensive play on Gary Jacobs as he forced a turnover, only to give it right back.
There have been quite a few turnovers in the last couple seconds. Gary Jacobs fumbles it away. However, keeps it with the Southern Stars as he knocks it off the leg of Emmanuel Gunfalou. But, boy, the Southern Stars are committing a couple turnovers that are almost unexcusable.
Very unexcusable, and that's the thing with unforced errors. You really, you deprive yourself of having the opportunity to put the ball in the basket because you're taking away your own possessions, and that's not any doing because of the defense. That's your own mental errors.
Southern Stars trying to wake up here in the latter stages of the third quarter. From way downtown, Bermudez is off the mark. However, Keon Lawrence grabs the rebound. A fresh shot clock for the Southern Stars.
He's
a very much needed rebound.
This is something you don't see often, feeding the post, and it's
beautiful feed to Nixon, and a chance to go to the free throw line to cut into this lead.
Nixon with the beautiful cut there. He's going to have an opportunity to finish the and one.
And we will have a timeout late in the third with the Southern Stars crawling back into it. Las Vegas Casino leads the Southern Stars by 9 with 2 and change to go before we hit the very pivotal fourth quarter. Turnovers have been obviously the talk of the night for these two teams, but boy, I've got to be pretty impressed with Las Vegas Casino because their performance is not indicative on one guy. It's been the starters and even guys off the bench who have made a big impact.
Absolutely, and that's something I really do like about this team. Las Vegas, they really don't have that breakout scorer. However, the balance on the offensive end for their team, it's, you know, if you really think back, speaking of NBA, if you think back to that Detroit Pistons team that featured Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace, they really didn't have a big star. I would guess Rasheed Wallace was probably the closest thing to it, but just the emphasis on offensive balance. You know, I think that's really a strong recipe for success.
Well, for those fans who are of the newer generation, maybe I can compare it to today's Detroit Pistons because they are a team that mostly relies on their depth versus going with one or two guys, especially when Andre Drummond's out of the game.
That's very true, and I think that's really a good thing because, you know, the less emphasis you put on isolation play, I believe that opens up the game more, and it actually makes the game more fun to watch because of the balance.
Well, Tony Nixon misses the free throw, but it leads to a 4-point play as he knocks it down from the free throw line.
That one's really, really hurts. They had the game within single digits.
Sterling Smith has got it at the baseline as Keon Lawrence is swarming on the defensive end. Man-to-man defense for the Southern Stars. On the drive, Workey dishes inside, and he travels with the basketball. A turnover by Las Vegas Casino, and that's a good break for their opponent.
That's a huge break. That's a huge break there. Fortunately, he was out of control when he shot that basket.
It's been a tremendous quarter in terms of assists and ball movement for the Southern Stars. They have opened the offense up, relying on a number of scores. Gary Jacobs out of the game. They may go to Lawrence or their big man Armstrong. He's got it. Hands off to Pina, who pumps. Shot clock down to 2, down to 1. At the horn, the 3 is good.
What a big
Lawrence
shot
from downtown.
Keon Lawrence's teammates telling him to shoot the shot as the shot clock was about to expire, and he gets it off just in time with a huge shot to extend the lead for his team.
Well, Keon Lawrence only had 1 field goal yesterday. 1. Obviously, he's had a bounce-back performance today. That'll be his 3rd field goal so far. And the score has been trimmed all the way down to 4. Southern Stars trailed by as many as 13. What a resounding effort by this team. They came out of that 3-minute timeout ready to go.
You're absolutely right. And this, just their ability to stay with it and stick to the game plan. We have ourselves a ball game heading into the 4th quarter.
A 7-0 run by the men in blue, the Southern Stars, who trail by 4. 63-59 is the tally, with 1:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. 7 seconds on the shot clock. The pass is tipped and picked off. And they've got numbers. Sterling Smith hands off to Ogunfolo, who scores. But the Southern Stars are coming right back as Lawrence is blocked away, but he grabs the
Calvin
rebound.
Downs, get that out of here. Calvin Downs says, not in my house, not in my house.
Calvin Downs, who had 2 blocks yesterday, picking up another one here today. Lawrence is all alone. He pulls up and misses, but that's Pina with the rebound, count it, and a foul for Lawrence, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Nice way to take the ball to the basket and have an opportunity for the 3-point play here.
And if he's able to convert, we will be at a 1-possession ball game at the last minute of the 3rd quarter. What a response by this team. They do or die. They were put in a tough spot, backs against the wall, but they responded like a team looking to go to the championship round.
You know, Nick, what I see is a team that does not want to go home. They fought nail and tooth to get back into this game, and they have. I mentioned earlier the importance of closing quarters. Unfortunately, D-Las Vegas has not closed this quarter the best of their abilities.
A pass and a foul that will go on Philip Lawrence of the Southern Stars as the clock reads 39 here in the 3rd quarter. We are in for one heck of a 4th quarter here from the Doolittle Community Center. You mentioned the loser goes home. Well, there will be an additional game played in the losers bracket, even if the Southern Stars can't complete the comeback. But obviously,
well, that's the losers bracket. That really doesn't.
Yeah, the championship will be the one that's most heavily watched. The shot clock has been turned off. However, Victor Bermudez was all alone for 3 but misses. 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and they'll push the kick out to a wide open Washington, and he's off the mark on the 3, but picks up his own rebound. He rifles the pass. Here. That's Richards inside, and the banker is good.
That's a big bucket there with 2 seconds left to close the quarter.
The half-court heave at the horn is no good, and with 3 quarters complete from the Doolittle Community Center, D-Las Vegas Casino leads by 6. However, the storyline of that 3rd quarter was the comeback by the Southern Stars, and that comeback was not led by Gary Jacobs, which may be an even more encouraging sign for this team going into the 4th.
You're very right. They got themselves back into this game, Southern Stars, that is. But you look at the way that they did it, as you mentioned, it was not led by Gary Jacobs, but more so it was contributions given by everyone on the team,
right,
which is really a good sign. Because now they put themselves in a position heading into the 4th quarter. It's only a 6-point game, 10 minutes left to go. Things can get very interesting, especially with Gary Jacobs on your side.
The Las Vegas Casino had a 13-point lead. They have not trailed, has the Las Vegas Casino, since the 6-minute mark of the 1st quarter. It's been a long time since the Southern Stars were on top. The 112 points they scored yesterday may not be scored today. However, their defense, as at least in the last couple minutes, they have responded.
You know, opening this fourth quarter for D Las Vegas is very, very important. You have to wonder, are they going to try to nurse this lead, or are they going to continue to play their game and grow this lead? You really don't want to get in a situation to where you're playing the clock.
You're playing not to lose, right? We start the fourth quarter with D Las Vegas controlling, and right away, Emmanuel Gunfalou opens the score with a long ball. That'll be a two-pointer for Gunfalou, and the lead has been extended up to 8.
Gunfalou really has a nice jump shot, especially for a big man. You love to see that.
Pino rifles the pass to Bermudez, and a wild shot is no good, and the putback's no good as well, but the Southern Stars will have it. And a very important substitution is on as Gary Jacobs will check in for Victor Bermudez.
You know, Nick, that was a very interesting no call there. If you look at down low in the paint, there's a lot of chippiness going down there, and the refs are really letting the players get away with quite a deal.
We have seen in the previous 3 games today that the officials usually let them play in the fourth quarter. The runner by Lawrence, and he misses the lay-in, and the rebound's picked up by Downs. And they'll push the pace. Smith rifles the pass to Richards, and the putback is good. Beautiful move on the reverse lay-in by Richards, and the lead is back up to 10. Gary Jacobs to try and respond, but he hands off to Philip Lawrence. From way downtown, Nixon is off the mark, and the rebound's picked up by Downs again. Kelvin Downs leans inside, and his layup is good.
Downs running the floor like a point guard, finishing strong with his right hand. Again, I mentioned earlier the importance of stopping the ball.
Boy, it's been amazing. I would say the plus-minus of this team when Jacobs is on the floor versus off is starkly different from yesterday. Jacobs drives and misses, but Lawrence grabs the rebound. He misses too.
Lawrence Ricks, I know he wished he had that one back. Couldn't finish at point-blank range. That one may come back to hurt him.
And even more important, Kelvin Downs picks up his 3rd rebound of the fourth quarter. And a traveling violation goes against Krubiel Werke. He has had a library quiet game today after his subpar performance yesterday. If D Las Vegas Casino has one player to work on, he may be it. Other than that, it's been a great performance all around.
I would agree. He might have to park himself right here and get a seat next to us and spectate and call the game because it doesn't seem as though he wants to play today.
Well, you give him an A for effort, but D Las Vegas Casino will need help from just about everyone if they hope to hold on to this lead against the #1 scoring offense in the tournament. The D Las Vegas Casino lead here in the early stages of the fourth, 73-61. The Southern Stars down by 12, but certainly not out.
You know, the Southern Stars, this is a very intricate part of the game here. They're down 8 minutes left to go. If they do not want to lose control of this game or get out of touch fully, they're definitely going to have to do a better job on the defensive end of the ball and also limit second chance points. Second chance points is just killing them on the other end.
Right, the Southern Stars also were just about tied in the rebounding department yesterday, but in this contest, boy, Kelvin Downs has been a monster in the low post.
Kelvin Downs, not just even in the low post. I mean, we've seen this guy coast to coast, one end to the other end, score with the left hand, score with the right hand. Whoa, what is that? He tried to thread the needle there. To Kelvin Downs has really impressed me all tournament long as he's showcased not only his ability to be a dominant force down low, but also his jump shot is pure as it comes.
Catch and shoot by Tony Nixon. No good, but it will stay with the Southern Stars again.
You see Tony Nixon becoming a bit unglued and frustrated. Really has not been shooting well today. Wonder if he's going to get it going here late.
Nixon, it's been hot and cold for him so far. D Las Vegas Casino leads 73-61. 7 and change left to go in the fourth quarter. Now it's Gary Jacobs who's got it. Now leans inside. He can score from just about everywhere as he controls with 18 to shoot. Jacobs back outside. He finds Tony Nixon, who's blocked away, but the ball stays with the Southern Stars again.
Get that weak stuff out of outside of my house. I think he should have gave him the Matumbo finger after that.
Interesting. Yeah. Boy, it's been a block party today for just about everybody.
Just about everybody. As you see there, Xavier Richards standing at just 6'2". He got up for that block there.
Well, De Las Vegas Casino had 4 blocks through 3 quarters, and there was another one. That's Armstrong again, but he travels inside. That'll be a turnover. And if you're the Southern Stars, you had 4 opportunities to score and missed all of them.
Yeah, that one really hurts. Keith Armstrong got the happy feet down low as he traveled. Definitely going to hurt as his team is down 8 points.
Rubio Workey controls for De Las Vegas Casino. Brings it across the timeline. Pretty solid fourth quarter can be the difference in the game. And Emmanuel Gunfalou has made a huge contribution coming off the bench for De Las Vegas Casino. The lead has ballooned to 14. And has even made plays on the defensive end. Philip Lawrence, a wild shot. And he draws the foul. That'll go on number 9, Kelvin Downs. Just his second personal. And the Southern Stars are looking to break the scoreless drought. The problem for the Southern Stars, who had a great end to that third quarter, which helped them get back in the ball game, they've only scored 2 points in the fourth quarter.
Wow, yeah, they definitely has gotten away from their game, and they've gone ice cold, probably at the wrong time. Probably.
Right. 75-62 is the score after Lawrence connects on one of the 2 free throw attempts under 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. That pass is nearly stolen away, picked up by Gunfalou, and it's off. Yep. De Las Vegas Casino was locked up in a shootout against Windsor Express, and we expected the Southern Stars to put up points against this type of defense, but with a day off, they really came back and they showed up.
Well, Nick, if you look at the Southern Stars, Gary Jacobs had 34 points yesterday. They just look a little flat today. And also, you look at a guy like Tony Dixon, who's just a prolific shooter from the outside, and he's struggling today.
Well, a gun.
He cannot miss as he hits the 3 from the outside as he's putting on an offensive clinic, and he's not done.
Yeah, the Southern Stars picked a bad time to go ice cold from the field. Only 3 points in this quarter, and De Las Vegas Casino has taken advantage. They lead by 16.
Tony Dixon finally able to hit a shot from the outside.
And the lead has been cut down to 14 at the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter. A Gunfalou steps back and misses that one. And the Southern Stars will take over. Last touch by De Las Vegas Casino. It's
Going to get a reversal on the call here.
and it will go to De Las Vegas Casino. You're right. So 5:55 to go. So the Southern Stars probably, at least on paper, should rely on Gary Jacobs to help them come back. What do you think?
I would agree. However, I would have thought that Tony Dixon would have stayed in the game just because of his ability to hit the outside jump shot. As you seen just a minute ago, he got one to the ball. However, he's going back to the bench. So I'm curious to see where the shooting is going to come from.
Yeah, Victor Bermudez was a man coming off the bench who could score as well. He is the 6'3" guard, formerly from Texas State. However, for the most part, De Las Vegas Casino has had just about every man's number. If you take out the pretty solid performance in the first half by Philip Lawrence, really, the Southern Stars are just desperately looking for a man to take over this fourth quarter.
I would agree. Here's, as I mentioned earlier, if you recall, I mentioned that the fourth quarter is probably going to come down to who's the most conditioned. And it seems as though the Southern Stars might have been on the gas.
Right, well, they did sit Gary Jacobs for quite a bit of this game. They sat him out for the last 3 minutes of the third quarter, so maybe he'll be ready in the fourth. Victor Bermudez fires from downtown and knocks down the long two, 78-66 with 5:30 to go.
Perhaps I spoke too soon. These guys did not want to go home just yet.
Kelvin Downs steps back and is off the mark from the free throw line. And the ball will go back over to the Southern Stars. A loose ball foul called on Agunfulu.
You would think with 5:22 left here in a 12-point game, I believe that the Southern Stars, they can't afford to miss on this end. They need to score on every possession on the offensive end.
The five on the floor for the Southern Stars: Keon Lawrence, Victor Bermudez, Gary Jacobs, along with Keith Armstrong and Philip Lawrence. Gary Jacobs, catch and toss from downtown, barely nicks the rim. However, it will go over to De Las Vegas Casino.
And that is a tired shot in my opinion. As you see, it did not even graze the front of the rim. It appears that Gary just did not have his leg underneath it for that jump shot.
And the Southern Stars were desperately looking for some substitutions, but they won't have them.
Tony Dixon is set to check in the game next to Ed Wall. I like that substitution there made by the coach because Tony Dixon is definitely a threat on the outside beyond the arc.
De Las Vegas Casino, their five on the floor is Xavier Richards, Krubio Werke, Kenan Washington, Emmanuel Agunfulu, along with Sterling Smith. A turnover by De Las Vegas Casino and substitutions as Southern Stars will bring in Tony Nixon and Sabauer Pina, a little extra size for the Southern Stars down 12.
Aubrey Daniel with another unforced error down on their other end, not being mindful of where the out of bounds is. Another unforced error those are costing turnovers.
Right, and it could rear its ugly head. Pina with a beautiful pass, but just a bit too strong, picked up by Sterling Smith. Hops inside.
Showing to be quite a defensive man as he is just recording his second mark of the game.
And De Las Vegas Casinos back up by 14 after the big play by Richards. Illegal screen called against the offense. The Southern Stars can't believe it.
Some stars say coach is not even going to play as his team is caught for an offensive foul as they will give the ball back to De Las Vegas down 14. That is a very costly turnover.
And it's beginning to become a problem for this team late in the fourth. Emmanuel Agunfulu with a career performance. He has scored from just about everywhere, from the baseline, from short, from three-point land. As Pina tries to respond, Jacobs tips it out of bounds, and that's the sort of play that is indicative of his entire performance today. Just too little too late. The drive inside by Tony Nixon, and he draws the foul. Or rather, Kenan Washington.
Out of control there, but he got fouled, bailed out as he forced the foul there. He's going to be on the line too.
Well,
Washington's he's had a great game. He's had 17 first game. However, the balance of this team didn't really have to match a breakout game today. They're still going to be able to lock up the victory.
Yeah, an all-around great performance for this team. They had 5 players score double digits in the first game, and I've got a good feeling that they've got just as many who scored double digits in this second game. Pina grabs the rebound for the Southern Stars, and they've got numbers. Gary Jacobs kicks to the corner, and a contested three is up and good by Victor Bermudez. He scores again. And the Southern Stars probably will be forced to not allow a single point if they hope to come back, as De Las Vegas Casino will have the basketball with 13 to shoot.
13-point game. It's a little under Gary left here in the hands. I like to think this game isn't over. However, Kenan Washington has a quickness at the post like that. It's going to make it excessively difficult for the Southern Stars to get back into the ball.
He threw right away back door, and it's good for 2 points. Now a 16-point lead for the Men in White's De Las Vegas Casino. The Southern Stars have had to rely on three-point shooting, and Tony Nixon couldn't do it that time. Under 3 minutes to go in the fourth, De Las Vegas Casino beginning to pull away here late. Traveling with the basketball is Krubiel Werke, and that continues what's been a rugged performance for him. Timeout called by the Southern Stars as they look to come back down a bunch. 16-point deficit for the Men in Blue.
Look at a guy like Krubiel Werke. He's really struggled today, and this might have was, I believe, the second turnover of such in which he's been caught in trouble. Definitely have to be more mindful of his footwork moving forward as he tries to impress agents and scouts here today.
All right, well, despite the problems by Krubiel Werke in the turnover department, De Las Vegas Casino appears to be on its way to the championship game, and they would face, the winner of this game would face Oceana, who themselves had a pretty resounding win, a 14-point victory over Scouting for You, who I thought, before this tournament started, I thought they would win the championship. So for them to beat that team, yeah, I thought Scouting for You would win it. So with Oceana picking up the win, tomorrow's game appears to be a battle of two teams with no dominant scores, but a bunch of guys who just do their part.
Yeah, I agree. One thing I'm really looking forward to the matchup for tomorrow with De Las Vegas against Oceana is in the backcourt. You got a guy like Sterling Richards and Xavier Richards heading off.
Yeah, Marcel Anderson against
Marcel Anderson against
Xavier
Sterling
Richards. That'd be the matchup in the guards.
And Sterling Smith. I think that's really going to be interesting, so I'm curious to see how that plays out. You got the big guards with Sterling Smith, and also Kenan Washington. You can put him at point as well. So I'm definitely curious to see how Marcel Anderson, how they play against each other.
Now Tony Nixon with a chance for a three-point play for the Southern Stars, but it may just be too little too late. Oceana is led by Marcel Anderson. He's been averaging 18 points a game and 5 assists a contest, shooting 48% from the field. He will go against Xavier Richards as far as the point guards go, but De Las Vegas Casino brings in Emmanuel Gunfalou and Kelvin Downs with their bigs, and it'd be interesting to see if Oceana can respond with post play themselves.
And Nick, you mentioned that's really a good point that you brought up there. What Ongaflu has showed me today, and Calvin Downs has relatively had a quiet game as he calls for the oop there, but it might have was thrown a bit too high for him. But I'm really interested to see how the bigs dominate the game against Oceana. Boy, I tell you, if Ongaflu can have another strong performance in the championship game, how he did today, then Oceana is going to have a headache on their hands.
Well, Oceana ranks, after this game's all said and done, they rank first in this tournament in field goal percentage. The second team is De Las Vegas Casino. So we've got a good one, especially with how these teams can score at will.
I would agree. It's definitely going to be fun to watch. Oh, Sterling Smith with a nice reverse. Kyrie Irving, like the way he finished out the basket.
And what's even more interesting about that championship game, as we see the Southern Stars not going down without a fight, but it may just be too little too late. Both teams, De Las Vegas Casino and Oceana, who will meet in the championship game, they both are not only 2-0, but their wins altogether, both of them are by double digits, if that makes sense.
That's very true. Yeah, absolutely. As you look at De Las Vegas, they defeated Windsor Express yesterday, 87-71. Not too far off from the point total. Actually, right at their point total today at 87. They're going to score more, I'm sure, with a minute 41 left. But yeah, they're a high-scoring team. But the way that they do it is what's really impressive to me. As I mentioned, I can't mention enough about the balance on the offensive end. I think that a guy like Kenan Washington, who had 17 points yesterday, was a bit more quiet today, but you had other guys step up, particularly Ongaflu. So their ability to mix it up, whether it's their backcourt or their front court, they're just a team that's really, really difficult to guard.
And what was fascinating about this De Las Vegas Casino team, in their game yesterday, they only had one player in the starting lineup who committed a single personal foul, today, at least the way that it looks at it, they will only have 2 players in the starting lineup who committed a single personal foul. That's something that you really never hear of at this level.
That's very true, and that just speaks of their talent and their skill on the defensive end of the ball, which is very, very impressive.
A solid performance against a team that broke the record books yesterday in scoring with 112 on the board. And Las Vegas.
Right now, they're under 80 points.
Well, that could have been the missed steal that is
Calvin
the dagger.
Downs tried to take the rim off with that one.
Well, the Southern Stars nearly got a breakaway steal. However, the extra pass by Xavier Richards leads to the foul and a chance to ice this game at the free throw line for Kelvin Downs.
You know, you mentioned Southern Stars scored 112 points yesterday. They're being held to just 78 points right now as it stands. You know, that really speaks to the defensive effort by Las Vegas.
Yes.
To be able to contain this team to under 80 points.
That's an incredible feat for this team. And you can see with the defensive performance that it had, the offense never missed a beat. In fact, they scored more points from yesterday.
Very true.
As you can tell, we are excited for the contest tomorrow between Las Vegas Casino and Oceana. But there are 3 other contests in the works tomorrow. We will give you the names of all 3 teams at the tail end of this game, as we've got a loose ball and a foul that will go on Las Vegas Casino, and late free throws coming up for the Southern Stars. That'll be on Xavier Richards.
The Southern Stars are complaining a bit here on this end for the lack of fouls called, perhaps, arguably, understandably so.
Right.
It's a lot of contact there down low, but it's been contact all game long, so perhaps maybe they should have made adjustments to how the way the game was being officiated.
You've got to be a little frustrated if you're the Southern Stars after such an impressive performance by Gary Jacobs. We were hoping that he'd have an equal performance today. There were some flashes in the first half, but he just didn't have enough energy to close out this game in the second half.
Yeah, it just seems that Jacobs just was not able to get it going. But give credit to Las Vegas defense against him. Keenan Washington, as I mentioned, he was a bit quiet on the offensive end, but Keenan Washington's defense on Gary Jacobs has been very, very impressive. Not even just Washington's, but as a team, the team has really defended Jacobs well today.
Well, the win will put Las Vegas Casino to 2-0 and 1 win away from a championship crown. And this is the sort of performance that maybe won't grab all the storylines, but it's just a win where every player knew their role coming in and executed it to perfection. Shooting 2 is Xavier Richards, off the mark on the first. He's got 1 more. And we may see 1 more possession for the Southern Stars, and then the final buzzer of this contest here today. No shame in falling short for the Southern Stars, though. They were oh so close to pulling off the win today. Gary Jacobs.
But no cigar. With just 20 seconds here left in an 8-point game, it's safe to say that Las Vegas is going to come away with this victory. And, Nick, I don't know about you, but I am very excited for the championship matchup between Oceana and Las Vegas. Again, I cannot speak enough about Marcel Anderson of Oceana against Sterling Smith. It should be an interesting one.
Well, I think I spoke too soon because I mentioned Las Vegas Casino has had 2 double-digit wins along with their opponent, Oceana. They probably need to have Washington make these 2 free throws if they keep it a double-digit game, and it turns out we probably will not be seeing that score at the end of the fourth quarter.
May not be double-digit, but it's the same victory.
That's right.
It's victory.
The inbound goes to Gary Jacobs, and the formalities for Gary Jacobs.
Jacobs high flying, showing the elevation there to end the game.
The game technically is not over as Southern Stars trail by 7, but if there's a silver lining for this game, at least they did not quit until the final horn sound.
That is very true. You like the effort given by Southern Stars. They're going to fall short today, but they definitely have had good effort for the game. They kept it close. Unfortunately, they're not going to get the W, but someone had to lose and someone had to win.
Well, the Southern Stars will play in the losers bracket and will take on Windsor Express, coming off a game in which their leading scorer, Antonio Thomas Mans, had 38 points. He is going to be one to watch in tomorrow afternoon's game. However, D Las Vegas Casino shocks the world as they take down the Southern Stars by the final of 90-85. That'll do it for us here at the Doolittle Community Center. Make sure to join us tomorrow as we have a full slate of games, including the last one being the biggest of them all. Final thoughts before we call it a final here from the Doolittle Community Center.
Well, yeah, it's definitely going to play a good game. Even in the losers bracket between Southern Stars against Windsor Express, you mentioned earlier Antonio Thomas made 38 points. So I'm definitely going to be curious to see. That's going to be an exciting matchup as well between Gary Jacobs against Antonio Thomas Mans, who scored 38. So it's going to be fun to watch for sure.
That'll do it for all of us here at the Global Basketball Summer League. For the woman you just heard, Shantae Jordan, along with the rest of our crew, my name is Nick Rice, signing off here from Las Vegas, Nevada. Final score here in the semifinal, the D Las Vegas Casino 90, the Southern Stars 85. Good night.